Hello, this is Dr. Stanley Lang. Welcome to this broadcast, which is on the subject of reversing diabetes. And the topic is one that I do comment on frequently. And today the question that I'm going to be handling is whether or not you can reverse diabetes without doing exercise. And the context of all of the things that I present is a whole person health approach or holistic approach, which means integrating health of body, mind, and spirit. And so today we're primarily focusing on the physical when we're talking about exercise, but also touches on both emotional and spiritual for reasons that I'll get into in just a moment. But as you know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I do believe that most type 2 diabetics can reverse their diabetes if they follow the right program. Now, that right program involves multiple choices that are nutritional choices. At the foundation of it is the commitment to eating very low glycemic meals all of the time. And given that is the foundation, there are other nutritional things that can be done that help the immune system to balance the body, help the GI tract to be in balance, and those are also critical to getting the body to reverse diabetes. But when you ask the question, is exercise needed for reversal? My answer is yes, probably almost all the time. There are some exceptions that I've seen in people that really couldn't exercise, but they have to follow even more careful dietary strategies than the average person. And for most people, they do have to exercise to be able to reverse diabetes. Now, there's several reasons why that's the case. The first one is that the big defect that is going on in the body when somebody is diabetic is called insulin resistance. That means that the body has become increasingly resistant to its own insulin. And one of the things that will help to reverse that problem is doing exercise. And doing vigorous exercise on a regular basis is one of the most powerful things that you can do to decrease insulin resistance. And if you look at some of the other videos that I've done, you'll understand the connection between insulin resistance and diabetes. But basically, if we make the body more sensitive to its insulin, there's more than enough insulin in most type 2 diabetics to completely reverse their high blood sugars. So there are other things, though, that the exercise does that is critical, and this falls more into the emotional and spiritual aspects of reversing diabetes, and that is that there's a powerful stress reduction effect that happens when we exercise, especially if we exercise for at least 20 to 30 minutes nonstop. Now, that's not the only way to do cardiovascular exercise. I teach about high-intensity interval training a lot, but for a lot of people, that's not a place where they want to start, and some people never want to go there. And what I have found is simply a 30-minute vigorous walk is sufficient exercise to be able to turn on these chemical changes that help the body to reverse insulin resistance. And when that happens, there is a very powerful relaxation response and brain chemistry changes that cause the person to feel much less stress. Now, when you feel much less stress, you're much less likely to eat nervously. And so one of the side benefits of regular exercise is that it's a very powerful way to control stress. Now, the other thing that happens when you start to control stress is that one of the biochemical abnormalities that's going on in the body that's causing the blood sugar to go up and it's aggravating this insulin resistance is stress. So you're actually pulling the plug on stress when you start doing regular exercise. The spiritual part, and that overlaps a lot with that, is that the right kind of prayer forms also dramatically decrease stress. And it should come as no surprise that you can actually do a vigorous walk and get into a very good prayer place and have a very good conversation with God. And And that integration of body, mind, and spirit that happens during a vigorous walk or some other kind of repetitive exercise that doesn't require really continuous focus, like downhill skiing or something like that. When you can let your mind relax a little bit and focus more on the prayer, then you're integrating body, mind, and spirit, and that has a very powerful effect in terms of this stress reduction stuff that I've just been mentioning. So it's possible for a small number of people to reverse their diabetes without exercise, but it's a very small percentage, and I wouldn't advise it. And I do advise people that exercise is foundational to reversing diabetes. And I view exercise kind of like one of the legs of a person. The dietary strategies is one leg, the exercise is the other leg. And asking which leg is more important is a question that we would never ask, because we know intuitively that they're both equally important. And I think that that's the case with exercise. Now, the last thing I want to say about exercise is because of what's going on in the body in terms of the broken chemistry. In a sense, exercise acts like a drug almost in terms of its direct effect on blood sugars. And so exercise is something that needs to be done consistently for most diabetics to get the best result. Because for a lot of diabetics, if they exercise a lot one day and then the next day they don't do anything, they'll see significant fluctuations in their blood sugar on their way down to getting normal blood sugars. Now, the exception to that would be if somebody's doing high intensity interval training, which I don't recommend more than 4 days a week. But on the off days, you can still be doing something that is significant that falls under the category of exercise. And so basically, I recommend daily exercise as a strategy for diabetes reversal in somebody that is wanting to do everything they can to reverse diabetes. Now, a lot more needs to be said on how to do that safely. If you start to do daily exercise, there are some other rules you need to follow so that you don't injure yourself, but that's very doable. So I hope you found this helpful. God bless. And if you want more information about reversing diabetes, click the link below this video. Have a good day.